Elena Ambrosiadou is the CEO and founder of Ikos Asset Management. It's a successful $2.3 billion quant hedge fund with impressive returns. The FX fund up 31% on an annualized basis in the past 2 years. It has a 5-year history of being up at least 11%. Bloomberg Markets magazine reporter Jesse Westbrook spent a lot of time with Elena, the so-called queen of quants, in London. Jesse is with us now. He has more on the divorce scandal that is threatening the fund's stability. Jesse, it's a great piece, a great magazine article in Bloomberg Markets magazine. Pretty unusual circumstances in the hedge fund world, right?
Well, it's as you say, it's very unusual, first of all, to have a married couple running a hedge fund and to be doing it for a long period of time. That's rarely seen. I can't think of another example. And beyond that, it's quite unique that it's now blowing up in public. Hedge funds like to keep their secrets under wraps. Investors certainly don't like turmoil reaching the papers and the media. So that makes this a very unique situation, that they ran this fund together as a married couple for many years. And now it seems like there's an element of mutual destruction coming from both sides.
Jesse, we know that the two people can't even really agree on which started going wrong first, the professional differences or the personal differences. But this started as a pretty simple story, right? The two met at Cambridge 30 years ago. I mean, typical college relationship. But now they've logged 40 lawsuits against each other in 4 countries.
Yeah, Miss Ambrosiadou is a very ambitious business person. Her husband was a mathematics-trained quant, and together with his sort of acumen of designing computer algorithms to trade futures contracts and her business motivation and her sort of charm, they ran a very successful business hedge fund, which was part of their, emotional relationship as well.
But now there's like these crazy elements of a thriller, right? Spying, counter-spying,
yeah, right.
teams that were fired that are now working with the other person.
Precisely. So a research team at the fund were all terminated in December 2008, and that set off allegations that they were going to start another fund that was going to try to compete with Ikos. So Ikos then hired people to take on false identities to spy on these people. Martin Coward, Elena Ambrosiadou's husband, says she put a GPS tracking device on his car, had spies follow him around Monaco and London. This adds to the unique element that you're talking about. You don't see this a lot in the hedge fund world.
Jesse, the crazy thing is that even after the divorce filings had started, the fund is doing even better. So this really leaves investors in a conundrum, right? Because most investors want stability. They want, if possible, a known factor. And now with all this tumult, actually the fund is doing even better.
Yeah, and that's in a backdrop where the hedge fund industry itself broadly is not doing very good this year. So if you take money out of this fund because of the press headlines, where are you going to allocate it to? You're not going to likely get the returns that they have from Ikos. So that's a real twist that investors find themselves in. The issue with Ikos, which makes it interesting, is it's a quant fund, so it's not relying on humans to make a judgment about whether a stock price is going to go up or down. Computers are making those decisions. So as long as you're sort of greasing the wheels and keeping the system running, the human element, which is quite profound at this hedge fund, should be taken out of the equation. So that may be one reason why investors are sticking around.
Yeah, and also the 31% annualized return for that FX fund is probably another very big reason. Jesse, thanks very much. Jesse Westbrook covers European hedge funds for Bloomberg News in London.